Introducing your 2011 AAA Blues. Defenseman. Number 2, Patrick Komodowski. Defenseman. Number 7, Hutch Rubis. Forward. Number 9, Tyson Boyer. Defenseman. Number 10, John Peterson. Defenseman. Number 11, Malachi Smith. Defenseman. Number 12, Linus Brooks. Forward. Number 13, Brandon Bauer. Forward. Number 16, Braden Harris. Forward. Number 17, Jackson Giorgio. Defenseman. Number 19, Emerson Minimin. Forward. Number 21, Mason Blanchard. Forward. Number 27, Grant Fugner. Forward. Number 29, Ian Bowers. Goalie. Number 30, Max Stutzer. Goalie. Number 31, Luke Scanapieko. Forward. Number 66, Braden Schneider. Forward. Number 85, Gordon Crowley. Forward. Number 88, Luke Wessel. Forward. Number 91, Jonathan Zilm. Forward. Number 93, Ben Spatansky.
Okay, let's go.
Good evening, Blues fans. We are live here in Minnesota for the fourth and final game of the Minnesota Blades Showcase. Tonight, your Blues will take on the Windy City Storm out of Chicago, who I believe is also 2-1 at this showcase. So winner goes home 3-1. Loser goes home 500 for the weekend. Blues finished their pregame talk at the bench. Luke Scannapieco is going to get the start in net for the Blues. Defensive pair to get this game kicked off is going to be Komodowski and Miniman. Forward unit will be Schneider, centering Bauer and Bowers. For those that didn't get to hear it earlier, I will probably mess up the names on this line all game long and confuse Bowers for Bauer all game. Schneider lines up for the opening face-off. Ref pushes back the Windy City player. Face-off won by Schneider, back to Komodowski. He goes to Miniman. Miniman up the sideboards to Bauer. Bauer chip pass for Schneider. He chips it around the defense, goes right to Bauer's stick. He takes it corner, puts it on net. Can't get it home. Bowers and Schneider collide with the player. They're going to take it behind the net. Big hit by Bowers breaks that up. Shot on net, saved by the Windy City goaltender. Schneider, Bauer battle in the corner with three players. Windy City comes away with it. Bowers hits him, knocks him off the puck. Schneider steps in, puts it back towards the net. Blues are going to go far side. They start the change process. Windy City tips it up into the neutral zone. Good stick by Komodowski, breaks that up, and then Spatansky, fresh on the ice, breaks up the next play. Schneider goes for a change as Windy City regroups. Blues finish the forward line change. We now have Spatansky, Giorgio, and Zilm up front. Defensive unit still looking to get a change as we got to get it back out of the blue zone. Scannapieco settles down behind the net for Miniman. Miniman reverses for Komodowski. He takes it far corner. He's going to go up quick to Spatansky. He chips it forward just out of the reach of Giorgio. And here comes Windy City back in. They're going to throw it deep into the blue zone. Komodowski chases and takes it behind the net. He goes far corner, reverses, takes a hit. Puck gets pushed back deep. Miniman picks it up behind the net. He goes hard up the boards for a waiting Spatansky. Spatansky tips it over to Giorgio. Giorgio takes a hit, gets the puck knocked off. Puck is intercepted by Zilm, gives it right to Giorgio. Giorgio back to Zilm, just wide of the open net far side, as they throw the puck out to the point, and Malachi Smith grabs it and throws it on net. Windy City's goaltender holds on for the save and the whistle. Blues complete the line change. Fugner now out with Boyer and Wessel. Defensive pairing, Brooks and Smith. Offensive zone faceoff comes to the left of the Windy City goaltender. Fugner wins it back to Smith. Smith steps up, shot, deflects to the far corner. Tyson Boyer on the forecheck, breaks up the pass up the boards. Windy City grabs it again, and then Blues go in offsides. As Fugner couldn't hold up as Tyson Boyer was trying to get back out of the zone. Neutral zone faceoff here with 14:59 left in the first period. Faceoff won by the Blues. Brooks puts it high off the glass, and there is a high stick. And that will take the faceoff all the way down to the blue zone. And we have our same ref from earlier that got injured, and he looks like he's skating okay. Fugner lines up, take this draw. He ties up his man. Windy City gets it, throws all the way back to point. Long shot on net. Rebound in front, picked up by Smith. He goes sideboards. His pass hits a funky seam on the boards and bumps right to the crease. Wessel pushes it back to the corner. Malachi Smith pushes it forward, goes past everybody all the way out to the point. Long shot, wide of the net. Tyson Boyer rushes to beat his man to that, does so, but puck bounces. Tyson finally able to push it out into the neutral zone, flips it up for Wessel. Good stick by Wessel, brings it down. Boyer hits his man, and puck is thrown back deep into the blue zone. Brooks behind the net. Wessel has to hurry for that one. Malachi Smith comes away with it. Brooks now gets it from him. Brooks goes off the glass. That's going to go all the way down, and they're going to wave off icing as the defenseman tried to stop skating when he could have got to it. Windy City regroups in their own zone. They get it out to the neutral zone. Rubis steps up, grabs it, and throws it back in offsides. So we'll have a center ice face-off with 13:52 left here in the first period. Blues send out a fresh unit. Harris, Blanchard on the wings, centered by Crowley. Rubis, Peterson, the defensive pair, excuse me. Blues win the draw back to Rubis. Rubis goes to Peterson. Peterson's going to cross the red line. He's going to put it in deep. Blues get in on the forecheck. Crowley beats him there to it. Windy City takes it off his stick. They're going to put it far corner. Blanchard now goes to the sideboards. They're going to throw it in. That's going to go all the way down. But it is, well, they waved off icing for some reason. And then it comes down. Harris has to grab it off the sideboards from Peterson. Nowhere to go with it, so he pushes it back for Peterson. Peterson behind the net to Rubis. Rubis off the boards on the far side for Blanchard. Blanchard's pass picked off, but Crowley grabs it anyways. Windy City pokes it off his stick back deep. And Blues are going to go on the power play as Rubis is held up by number 44 with 13:13 left here in the first period. First power play of the game awarded to the Blues. Rubis's body jerked like he got lassoed as that guy put his arm around him. Blues will keep the same unit on the ice. Crowley, Blanchard, Harris up front. Defensive unit will continue to be Peterson, Rubis. Offensive zone faceoff to start this power play is to the left of the Windy City goaltender on the far side. Faceoff won by Harris, or by the Blues. Takes it behind the net as Harris. Harris goes out the point to Peterson. Peterson starts to walk the line. He's got a Windy City player right in his face. Looking to spread out. He hits Harris. Harris goes back out to the point to Rubis. Rubis hits Crowley. Crowley tries to go to the front. It bounced off a stick. Peterson grabs it. And Peterson's going to go to the box too now for tripping. So Peterson at 12:51 of the first period goes off for tripping. That's going to end the Blues power play. They're going to go back to 4-on-4. Giorgio Spatansky up front. Komodowski, Miniman, the defensive unit. Face-off won by Windy City. They put it out to the point. They go to the top of the far circle. Circle, get around. Send it out to the point. Pass tipped by Miniman. They gain control. Shot goes right over the crossbar, out of the reach of Scanapieko. Shot from the side of the net and goal. Windy City goes up by 1. We will continue 4-on-4 play because penalties don't come down when you're even strength.
Get back, boys.
Blues leave the same 4-man unit out to start play again. Face-off, won by the Blues. Windy City takes it off their stick. Long shot, hits off the skate of Komodowski, goes in the corner. He chases, tries to pass it up. It goes all the way to the blue line. Shot from the blue line, rebound in front, and Windy City buries it to put them up by 2. Blues send out Fugner and Zilm up front. Smith and Brooks on defense. 12:16 left here in the first. Drastically different game now as the Blues trail by 2 as they give 2 goals in that one shift. And turnover behind the Blues net picked up by Fugner. His pass is intercepted. Windy City throws it far corner. Brooks grabs it. He sends it to Fugner. Fugner crosses the red line, dumps it in, gets interfered with, grabs the puck anyways, and it gets knocked off at his stick. So Windy City gets that puck after the collision in the zone. Long shot right into the pads of Scanapiaco, and he holds on for the save. 28 seconds left in the Windy City penalty. Then they're going to get about a 22-second power play, as Peterson's penalty was about a little bit after their penalty. Blues win the faceoff. Rubis takes it behind the net. He's going to go for a skate, reverses, stops, circles, starts skating again, goes far side for Harris. Harris crosses into the zone. He pulls up, gets around the guy, drops it for Boyer. Boyer reverses back to Harris. It bounces over his stick. He's got a race for it. Windy City comes away with it. They pass it up. Step up stick check by Komodowski broke that up. And here comes Komodowski back in. He's going to cross the blue line, throw it in deep, as Blues are now on the penalty kill for the next 10 seconds. Windy City sends it up the boards. They go far side, heads up one-on-one now. Harris gets back to cover the far man. Shot, rebound in front, right out to the point. And Harris going to pick that up on the sideboards, get it to Rubis. Rubis' exit shot hit Harris. Boyer grabs it. He sends it forward to Brandon Bauer. Brandon Bauer in alone, long shot, comes around far side. Schneider tries to kick and hold, does, but can't stop in time as Blues got to get back now. Malachi Smith grabs it. He goes to Schneider. Schneider crosses. He blows an edge. Bauer comes in, helps him grab the puck. Gets it to the front. Bowers is there, can't get the shot off. Bauer still battling. Shot goes on. Saved by the Windy City goaltender. Brandon Bauer picks up the loose puck now. He's going to put it hard around. Ian Bowers goes far side. He's going to forecheck in. He hits his man, holds the puck in the corner there. They throw it up. It hits off Schneider. Schneider comes away with it, gives it to Bowers. Bowers goes out to the point. Malachi Smith to Miniman. Miniman far side to Bowers. Bounce off his stick, goes back in the corner. He hits his man. Schneider now goes. They're going to throw it all the way down, and that should be an icing. So good pressure by that shift. Couple good shots. Fresh line comes on the ice. Crowley centering Harris and Plantard. Peterson and Rubis, the defensive unit. Offensive zone faceoff to the right of the Windy City goaltender is won by the Blues. Plantard comes away with it. He gets hit, knocked off his stick. They're going to reverse back around. Rubis pinches down to the sideboards, grabs it, shot on net, glove saved by Windy City's goaltender. And we're going to do it again from his left. Faceoff's tied up. Eventually won by the Blues. Tip back to Crowley. Crowley to Plantard. Plantard drops for Harris. Harris shoots. That goes just wide of the far post. Quick shot, or quick exit pass picked off by Peterson. He skates in. He gets hit in the head with the stick. No call. Takes it behind the net. Gets it knocked off his stick. He goes out to the point to Rubis. Rubis shot tipped just wide of the net. Plantard pinches in from the point as he was covering. He gets around the first guy, pushes it in deeper. Harris picks it up. He reverses, sends it out to the point to Peterson. Peterson, long shot. That deflects right in front. Blues can't get a stick on it. Comes back. Another shot by Peterson. Hits the player in front. He's feeling that one. Exit attempt. Gloved down by Peterson as he holds the line. Holds it again. And then he gets absolutely leveled. And that should be a head contact. Wow. So they get two penalties because after the play they leveled Rubis as he was going back towards the bench. So Blues will go on a 5-on-3. 5-on-3 for 2 minutes here at 8:47 left in the first period.
Let's go, Blues!
Okay, face-off won by the Blues, goes back to Smith. Smith Gets it back from Zilm over to Giorgio, back to Brooks on the point. Smith has it. He hits Zilm right on the goal line. Gets knocked off of his stick. Spatansky pitches in, sends it back to Smith. Smith holds it in at the line, circles at the point. Far side for Giorgio. Giorgio out to the point to Brooks. Back to Giorgio. Shot cross goes to Spatansky. He gets a shot on net. Good save by the goalie. They send it out to Smith right at the circle. Go over to Giorgio. Giorgio to Brooks. Brooks, his pass to Smith is almost picked off. Smith comes away with it. He is unable to hold the zone, and Windy City clears it back into the blue zone. Brooks is going to go for a skate through the neutral zone. Pulls one man. Skates it down to the bottom of the corner. Looking for somebody. His pass almost picked off. Quick slap shot. And now the Blues bury it. So it's either Zilm or somebody catches the rebound on the back door that's just sitting there and pokes it into the side of the net. So it looks like they're going to say Giorgio got it. So Giorgio with the goal at 7:35 on a power play, 5-on-3 power play, puts the Blues back within one.
Get another, boys. Let's go.
Blues send out the Fugner, Boyer, Wessel line with Miniman and Komodowski on defense. Blues still have 49 seconds of a 5-on-4 power play. Face off won by Fugner. Boyer sends it back to Komodowski. Komodowski to his partner Miniman, then he gets it right back. He's going to skate it through the neutral zone. He gets tripped, and Blues are going to go back on 5-on-3 as they trip Komodowski as he goes in the zone on pretty much the textbook definition of a trip. Use your stick, put somebody on the ice, that's a trip. You're welcome, everybody at home. So Blues go back to 5-on-3 power play action for the next 35 seconds, and they'll have another minute 25 of 5-on-4 after that, unless some goals are scored. Same line, Fugner, Wessel, Boyer up front. Komodowski, Miniman, the defensive pair. Blues win that face-off. Boyer takes it behind the net. He's looking for somebody to get open. Gives it to Wessel on this corner, all the way out to Miniman at the point. Miniman gives it to Peterson at the top of the circle. He steps in, goes to Wessel. Wessel quick pass back over to Miniman. Miniman goes to Boyer. Boyer hits Fugner. Fugner shoots. Save. Pucks in front. Comes out to Miniman. Miniman skates the line. Goes back to Fugner. Fugner tries to go to Komodowski. It gets tipped, and Windy City's able to clear the zone. And Miniman's going to go for a skate. We're back to 5-on-4 now. Miniman drops it for Boyer. Boyer drops it to the point to a covering Wessel. Wessel to Komodowski now. And he's going to step in. He goes far side for Fugner. Can't get enough on it. Boyer picks up the loose puck, sends it to Miniman. Miniman goes to Fugner in the corner. Fugner skates around the top of the circle, drops it for Boyer back in the corner. Boyer goes for a skate, flips it out to Miniman. Miniman's shot deflects just wide up the stick of the Windy City stick. And Miniman catches it, shot, that goes wide. That's going to go all the way back out to Komodowski on the point. He puts it back into Wessel. Wessel drops it in the corner for Fugner. Fugner holds onto it, reverses. He gives it to Boyer behind the net. Boyer skates it to the other side. Nowhere to go, so he's going to throw it back into the far corner for Wessel. Wessel reverses, gives it to Fugner behind the net. Fugner skates it. He goes to Boyer. Boyer shoots from the side of the net, and the net gets knocked off. So 5:45 left here in the first period. Windy City Storm lead your Blues 2-1. Blues have 24 more seconds left in this power play. They send out Schneider, Bauer, and Bowers up front. Rubis and Peterson, the defensive pair. I think the Blues would love to tie this one up here before the end of the period. Get back to a level game going into two. Schneider lines up. Face-off is pushed forward. Windy City's going to throw it far corner. Brandon Bauer on the forecheck beats his man to it. Now he battles a Windy City player. It goes into the corner. Bowers goes to get it. Goes behind the net. Schneider chases him. They're going to throw it up and around. Good hold by Peterson to Schneider. Schneider tries to get it over to Bowers just ahead of his stick. Goes to the corner, so Bauer has to grab it. He gets held on to. Bowers comes in, grabs the puck. Bowers looking for somewhere to go. Schneider pushes it back behind the net, goes all the way around. Rubis is going to pinch and hold this in. He shoots it towards the net. The goalie deflects it up into the netting over the glass. Another strong shift. Lots of pressure in the offensive zone. Blues looking to continue that momentum as they send Crowley, Harris, and Blanchard out. Brooks and Smith, the defensive pair. Face-off won by the Blues. Out to the point, sent back behind the net. Malachi Smith on a good pinch holds the puck in, and he pushes it deeper. He gets some help from Mason Blanchard, who gets knocked down, and then exit pass out of the zone, intercepted by Crowley as he holds it in the neutral zone. Malachi Smith battles for it with Blanchard and Crowley. Crowley tries to push it forward. Smith gets it. He's going to put it on net, pad save, and now the Blues give chase on the forecheck. They put it high off the glass. That's going to come all the way to Smith. Smith taps it to Brooks. Brooks goes far side for Crowley, bounces over his stick. Windy City grabs it, and they're going to turn it back towards the Blues. High flip, sends it out, and then Windy City player takes some punishment for that flip. As Brooks finishes his check, and here comes Harris on a seam pass from Smith. He gets caught up to, and now has to battle two players with his center Crowley helping him out. Blanchard comes away with the puck. He takes it behind the net, tries to center to the front. It bounces high. Brooks dives and saves the blue line, throws it far side, and then he goes for a change. And heads up now, Blues have fresh players back as Windy City almost had a break due to a bad line change. Malachi Smith picks up the puck. He's going to skate it through the neutral zone, and he dumps it in deep as Blues finish their line change. Giorgio Zilm, Spatansky up front now. Komodowski and Miniman, the defensive pair. Windy City brings it through the blue zone. They're going to put it in deep. Scanapieko plays it behind the net for Miniman. Miniman, quick pass up to Zilm. Zilm far side for Spatansky out of his reach. And Windy City grabs that. They're going to skate it right back in the zone, go to top of the circle. Behind the back pass, connects. Wow, what a good pass. And Spatansky hits his man, knocks him off the puck, so the loose puck went behind the net. Windy City reclaims, go D to D at the point, put it back in deep. Hit by Komodowski, knocks him off the puck. Komodowski goes hard off the boards. It's bouncing all over the place. Good stick by Windy City, keeps it in, and now Miniman and one Windy City player battle behind. They try a wrap around. Scanapieko's got that post locked down with his leg pad, and Blues unable to get the puck out of the zone here. Another shot, blocker save, another shot, goes wide of the net. Spatansky gets to it. He battles. Windy City wins it. Giorgio grabs it, and he's just going to throw it high in the air, and that's going to be an icing. Blues send out the Fugner-Boyer-Wessel line with Rubis and Peterson, the defensive pair. Defensive zone face-off to the left of Scanapieko. Face-off won by Fugner to the corner. Peterson goes behind the net to his partner Rubis. Rubis up the boards hard to Wessel. Wessel tries to go all the way across to Fugner. It gets picked off. And quick shot by Windy City. Glove saved by Scanapieko as he had nobody in front of him. And he saw it the whole way. No change in personnel for the Blues. Offensive zone fair, defensive zone face up to the left to Scanapieko. Won by Fugner again. Boyer has it tipped off of his stick, still able to get it out of the zone and pushes it forward. Windy City grabs it. They're going to throw it back in deep far corner. Rubis retreats to grab it. He goes behind the net to Peterson. Peterson has a bounce on his stick but maintains control. And the pass to Fugner bounced off his skate, went right to Peterson. And here comes Peterson in the zone. He puts it in hard around the far boards. Forecheck by Wessel had initially broken that up, but they were able to push it through anyways. Rubis going to retreat all the way behind his own net. He reverses, takes a hit. Got a hustle now as he's got another player. He gets it up the boards to Wessel. Wessel shakes off a stick check, gets the puck to Peterson. Peterson hits Boyer, and Boyer tips it in the zone, beats the man to the puck, takes the hit, goes far corner. Wessel pressures his man, and that's going to be an icing against Windy City as he tipped it on the wrong side of the red line. Well, we'll have an offensive zone face-off to the left of the Windy City goalie. Schneider, Bowers up front. Brooks and Malachi Smith, the defensive pair. Blues had won the face-off, tried to get a shot to the net, couldn't do it. They break up this play. Ian Bowers comes away with it. He tries to tip it to the center to Schneider. Windy City comes away with it. They tip it up the boards. Ian Bowers grabs it. They push it back. Good hold by Malachi Smith now. Ian Bowers pushes it deeper. Big hit by Brandon Bauer, knocks him off the puck, and shot by Bowers goes far side to Brooks all the way around the net. Brooks shot, tipped on net. Schneider tries to get it back in front, gets picked off. Malachi Smith holds the line, and it's going to go out of play into the Windy City bench. Blues send out a fresh unit for this next offensive zone faceoff. They've got Crowley, Harris, Blanchard up front, Komodowski, Miniman, the defensive pair. 53.9 seconds left here in the first. Blues down by a goal. Windy City center is going to get tossed out of the circle. Face-off won by Windy City. They're going to send it all the way up the boards. Miniman holds. His pass back is picked off and heads up. Here comes Windy City, 2-on-1. And shot gets through, saved by Scanapieko. They take it behind the net. Their pass to the front, picked off by Komodowski. Crowley, backhand pass to Blanchard, far side, goes all the way down into Windy City's zone. They're going to take it behind their own net. They reverse. Crowley hits his man. Miniman steps up, holds the zone. Shot deflects just wide of the net. And puck comes out to the neutral zone. Miniman grabs it, and he pushes it all the way in deep with 10 seconds left here. And that's going to just about do it for the first, as Windy City's just going to flip it out. Actually, heads up. Yeah, let's say. Ooh. So they actually got the puck out pretty quick, but they had a guy 12 feet offside. And they called a penalty on somebody, it looks like. Oh, no, they called it on Komodowski. Blues are going to go to the penalty kill. So I didn't see it. Must have been behind the play as they were racing down the ice for the puck. But Komodowski takes a 2-minute slashing penalty here with 0.7 seconds left in the first period. So we'll have a face-off here. Should do it for the period. Sikansky ties it up, and that will do it. So the Windy City Storm will start the second period on a power play, already leading by a goal. And until then, see ya. And we are ready to get the second period of play underway. Blues send out Spatansky Wessel to start this period as penalty killers up front. Peterson Rubis, the defensive pair. Face off won by Windy City. They take it back into their own zone. They go D to D, then they drop it back. Kind of rolls on his stick. He does a sauce pass far side. His pass off the far boards to the cutting winger. Good step up and back check by Wessel, broke up the play, and then Rubis had room and skated it and bumped Spatansky as they were crossing the line, and Spatansky was pushed off sides. Spatansky wins that draw, but Windy City steals it. They send it back to their point. Wessel hassles his man all the way in. Peterson's going to pick up the dumped puck. He gives it to Rubis. Rubis tries to get to the front. Wide open, and wow, Windy City gave us one there. They had a wide open man in front. Pass went under the pad of Scanapieko, and he just held on to it for dear life and took the whistle. Blues send a new defensive unit out. Smith and Brooks join Wessel and Spatansky. Face off. Won by Windy City. It goes all the way out to the point. He has to stretch to hold it. He goes for a skate as Wessel is pushing him. Comes out to the point again. Then they go down to the sideboards. They go far side to the top of the point, then back to the left point over here. Send it behind the net, looking for somebody. Go back out to the bottom of the circle. And Wessel gets held up a little bit there. No call. As Windy City then sends it to the point. They go far circle this time. Not able to get an open lane here. They drop it to the defenseman. Long shot. Scanapieko was screened by a Blues defenseman and a Windy City forward, and that puck squeezes right under the pads. So Windy City's going to go up 3-1 after that power play goal. Blues send out a full 5-man unit. They've got Giorgio, Spatansky, Zilm up front. Komodoski, Miniman, the defensive pair. Giorgio lines up for the draw. Windy City wins it. They take it back into their own zone. They go D to D at their blue line. They're going to flip it far. High stick. And ref called the wrong high stick. Ref thought it was a high stick on the Blues, so we'll have a center ice face-off instead of in the blue zone. I don't know how you could have messed that up, but it's clear who used their stick on it. Windy City wins that center ice draw. They're going to put it in deep. Miniman reverses back to the far corner. Spatansky takes a hit, pushes it to Komodoski. Komodoski makes a move around one. He goes far side to Zilm. Zilm gets to the outside. He's going to send it far side for Giorgio. Can't get enough stick on it. No shot coming. And Windy City clears back to the neutral zone. Miniman sends it over to Komodoski. Komodoski sends it up to a Blues forward. They're going to say it tipped and no icing. That is pretty clearly an icing. Now, the Windy City brings it back down, and they're going to have an icing the opposite way. Blues send out the Giorgio Boyer Wessel line. Defenseman will be Peterson Rubis. Offensive zone face-off coming up to the left of the Windy City goaltender is won by the Blues, and they give it to Wessel. Wessel goes back to the point to Rubis. Rubis back to the sideboards to Wessel. He's got nowhere to go, so he puts it in deep. Boyer on the forecheck, makes the man reverse, knocks it off his stick. Windy City picks it up. They do a high flip. That puck is flipped up. Peterson grabs it, puts it back in deep off the stick of a Windy City player. Boyer heavy on the forecheck, causes an errant pass. Wessel comes away with it. He goes up the sideboards for Fugner. Fugner reverses it back into the corner for Wessel. Now Fugner and Wessel battle two Windy City players. Boyer comes in, grabs it. Fugner picks up the loose puck. can't hang on to it, but Boyer picks it up. He skates it back in the circle. He's looking for somebody. He gets Wassel down. No call there, and they're going to call it against the Blues. That is a terrible missed call. Wow. Same ref as earlier. And then Fugner gets one for talking.
Wrong guy. Call the first one.
So Boyer takes a penalty for slashing, apparently. And they gave Fugner a 10-minute for the mouth, so he's going to be sitting for a little bit. We're going to see what they call. I don't think it'll be a 5-on-3. I think it'll be a 5-on-4 as they only gave Fugner a misconduct. And let's see.
Penalties.
Oh, they're gonna try to figure this out. We'll see what they call. We'll be back shortly. So they did.
One guy got a 2, the other guy got a 10. Right, we're saying it's not a 5-on-3.
So Giorgio is going to take that draw. He is killing with Spatansky. Peterson, Rubis, the defensive pair. Blues win the draw. Rubis grabs it. He flips it out. That's going to go all the way down for icing. And we're going to do it again from the same spot. Blues win the faceoff back to Rubis. He goes hard off the glass far side. Wessel's there, or Spatansky's there, tries to chip it around, finally gets it out. That's going to go all the way back into the Windy City zone. Giorgio on a heavy forecheck makes them make quick passes. Then they connect, and Blues got to get back now as Windy City enters the zone with numbers on this power play. 1:30 left in the... Is that Boyer that got the penalty? I don't know. I think Boyer got a slash. Peterson holds his man in the corner with the body check. And Windy City player is trying to help. They pull it out. And Blues don't give in to send in a second player. Smart move there. Windy City goes D to D on their point. They're going to chip it down the sideboards. They go to the man behind the net, skates it around, puts it in front, and stick down by Spatansky. Then he blocks a shot, and Giorgio grabs it. He flips it out, and Spatansky interfered with. Can't beat that man to that puck. And meanwhile, the Windy City brings it down. They shoot and score off a rebound as Blues get caught on the penalty kill and give up a goal. So Windy City now 4-1, 36 seconds left in the second, or in the, no, sorry, penalty's over, so back to even strength, 12:38 left here in the second, down by 3. Schneider, Bowers, and Bauer up front, Malachi Smith and Brooks. Face off. Won by Windy City. They take in their own zone. Heavy pressure by the Blues. Bauer picks it up, throws it back in deep. Windy City goalie stops it behind the net. Schneider on the forecheck with Bowers causes an errant pass to the sideboards. They grit it. Good hold by Malachi Smith. He shoots towards the net. Sticked aside by a defenseman of Windy City, and then here comes Windy City back out. They go off the boards. That's going to go all the way down. And what should be icing, no call. Brooks has to grab it in the corner. He goes up the boards to Boyer. Boyer has to knock off his stick, but it exits his zone. They turn it around. Windy City throws it back in deep. Malachi Smith grabs it, goes up the boards, held in by a Windy City defenseman. They throw it far side. Brandon Bauer is going to let Brooks take this. Brooks' pass picked off. He puts it back in deep now. Brooks then flips it into the bench. So now might start seeing some lines shuffle a little bit as we've got one of our centers in the box for another 7 minutes or so. But we send out Crowley, Harris, Blanchard up front, Miniman, Komodowski, the defensive pair. Face off won by the Blues. Harris tips it out, and he's off to the races. And he beats his man, gets around one shot. Rebound on net by Blanchard. Can't get enough on it. Harris gets it, throws it towards. Crowley grabs it, throws it towards the net. It goes behind, and the net gets knocked off. So we'll have an offensive zone face-off with 11:30 left here in the second period. Blues trailing by 3. This face-off will be to the right of the Windy City goaltender. Crowley's going to take it. He's got Blanchard and Harris on his wings. Miniman and Komodowski continue their defensive shift. Windy City center gets tossed. So their winger comes in to take this face-off against Crowley. Crowley loses that face-off. Windy City takes it to the boards. They throw it high off the glass, comes all the way out to Komodowski. He goes to Miniman. Miniman crosses the red line, throws it in deep. Their goalie's going to stop it for the defenseman. Then they go the opposite way, held by Komodowski. He throws it back in, and Harris picks up. Pass shot to the front. That's picked off. Komodowski pinches in. They clear it out. Crowley covering back, sends it over to Miniman. Miniman back to Crowley, drops the pass, but Komodowski picks it up. He reverses into his own corner. He's going to move forward now, gets around the first man, hits Blanchard on a seam pass, and Blanchard Miniman in 2-on-0, or 2-on-2. Nobody else there, and here come the Windy City back into the Blues zone 2-on-2. They throw a puck towards the front of the net. Miniman picks that off the rebound. He throws out to the neutral zone. Spatanski tries to chip it around. Can't do so. Goes all the way back to Miniman. He goes to Rubis. Rubis makes a move at his own blue line. Hits Giorgio. Giorgio gets to the outside. Takes it towards the net. He gets it in front. Shot on. Good save by the Windy City goaltender there. And then Peterson has it knocked around him all the way to the neutral zone. Rubis grabs it. He flips it up to Spatanski. Spatanski leads it forward for Zelm. Zelm goes to the outside. He gets stick checked. They try to clear. Spatanski holds. Finally, Windy City with 3 men on Spatanski can clear the zone. Now they bring it back into the blue zone. Pass far side, open in the slot. Shot. Might have hit the shoulder of Scanapieko. Goes into the corner. Rubis now takes the puck, skates it behind the net, throws it to Peterson, misses him. Spatanski there takes a hit, but drops the puck to Peterson. Giorgio tries to grab it, hits somebody, and then off of a Windy City player into their own bench. And here come those line change-ups we were talking about. They didn't see it hit the Windy City player. So Schneider will be centering Wessel and Boyer. Rubis and Peterson, the defensive pair. Face-off won by the Blues, back to Peterson. Peterson skates it up. He hits Wessel. Wessel and Boyer 2-on-2 back into the zone. Boyer takes it behind the net. Sends it out to the point to Rubis. Rubis tries to hit Peterson, hits off his skate, and Blues got to get back now. They got 3-on-2 the opposite way. They go far side. Shot, pad save by Scanapieko is saved. Wessel gets it. He gives it to Schneider. Schneider's pass over to Boyer off the mark. They're going to send it right back down. Glove down by Peterson. He sends it to Rubis. Rubis back to Peterson. Here we go. Through the neutral zone. Crosses the red line. Crosses in, throws it on. Glove save. And that's going to do it for that shift. Here with 8:43 left in the second period, Blues are going to send out Crowley centering Bauer and Bowers. Defensive pair will be Smith and Brooks. Crowley wins that draw. Blues player gets stand up. Bauer grabs the rebound, shoots it. Crowley pushes it towards the net. Windy City comes away with it. Ian Bauer picks that off. He reverses in the corner, waiting for help. Kicks it farther. Crowley now helping. Windy City comes away with it. And here they go. Good stick by Bowers, breaks that up, and then Bowers is going to take a roughing penalty here with 8:30 left in the second period. So Blues go back to the penalty kill. That seems to be the story of the day, as we've been in the box quite a bit this game. So Bauer at 8:30 goes off for 2 minutes for roughing. Blues send out Spatansky and Blanchard up front. Brooks and Smith will continue on defense. Spatansky's going to take this draw. Windy City wins it back to the point. They go to the sideboards. Down below the goal line. Back up to the sideboards. He goes for a skate. He takes it below the goal line. Passes it to his player behind the net. He skates it all the way out. Passes it to the middle of the point. Long shot. Stick save by Scanapieko. Puck goes behind the net. Smith battles for it. Goalie doesn't have a stick. And Brooks gives it to him, so he's able to pick it back up. They go D to D. Picked off, and here goes Spatansky on a semi-break. If he can get to it, he does. Pulls up, reverses, goes out to the point. Uh-oh, no pinch. There we go. And Brooks holds it there. He's going to throw it on net as Windy City comes away with it. Windy City, or Blues start a change here. Spatansky goes off. Harris comes on. Here comes Windy City. They take it in, stop on the sideboard, circle around. Backhand sauce pass to the top of the point. Shot blocked by Harris, goes into the corner. They go far side, pass off the mark, bounces behind the boards. And, wow, rocket of an exit attempt by Malachi hits the guy right in the midsection. I'm sure he's feeling that one. Windy City comes away with it. They circle out. Their shot is picked up. Harris blocks it. He's got one man to get around. He pushes it forward. He gets interfered with and draws a penalty. Should be interference, and it is. So Blues go to 4-on-4 hockey for the next 28 seconds, and then they will have a minute 32 power play right after that. So they send out Miniman Komodowski as the defensive pair. Giorgio will come on the ice, and he'll play with Harris on forward. Offensive zone faceoff comes to the right of the Windy City goaltender. Faceoff won by the Blues out to the point. Komodowski has it. He steps, takes a shot. That's in front. Giorgio picks up the rebound. Miniman shoots, gets through, just deflects just wide. And goalie's helmet is knocked off somehow. So we have another stoppage in play. And goalie gets his helmet fixed. So Giorgio will take this draw, wins it out to the point, and Komodowski can't hold it, so he's going to have to retreat. He sends it over to Miniman. Miniman goes far side for Harris. It tips off of his stick. Harris pushes it forward. Windy City's defense grabs it. They're going to send it all the way back down, and it's a race to the puck as Komodowski wins. He stops behind his own net. Far side, he hits Harris. Harris tries to hit Giorgio. Bounces on him. Komodowski picks it up. Sends it far side for Miniman. Miniman going to bring it in. He dumps the puck. Nobody there for the Blues, so Windy City has it. Miniman hits him, knocks the puck to Harris. Harris sends out the point to Komodowski. Komodowski all the way over to Giorgio, covering the other point, drops it for Miniman. Miniman to Komodowski. Steps up. Giorgio fans on the shot. Harris puts it right back in front. Miniman steps up, slap shot, and glove save by the Windy City goaltender.
Good boys.
Blues put a fresh unit on the ice. Rubis Peterson, the defensive duo. Crowley is going to be centering Wessel and Boyer. Face-off won by Wessel. Sends it back to Peterson. Peterson to Boyer. Back out to Peterson. He steps. Got some room. Shot. right on net. Rebound drops below. Windy City puts his glove on it.
Good
And
shooting,
hangs on.
boys.
So we're going to do it again from the left of the Windy City goaltender. No change in personnel for either team. Face off won by the Blues to the corner. Boyer stops, reverses, sends out the point to Peterson. Peterson, long shot, blocker save, goes to the far side wall. They send it out to Rubis. Rubis skates the line, throws it. Blocker saved, again thrown into the corner. He's got a pretty solid blocker there. And Wessel shoots and scores! Wessel with an absolute snipe from the dot. Beats the goalie high glove to put the Blues back within 2. So power play goal by Wessel with 5:19 left here in the second period. And as they were celebrating, Wessel and Crowley's helmets got tied together somehow. And they couldn't get separated. Blues send out the Schneider-Bauer unit with Rubis and Peterson continuing on defense. Blues win the draw back to Peterson. He crosses the red line. He gets held up, pushes it in, goes to Schneider. Schneider tips it around behind. He chases. He wins the battle to the puck. He's looking for a man. Goes out to the point. Peterson takes it. He gets hit. Windy City comes away with it. There's a bullet pass. Schneider intercepts the other pass and breaks that play up. Blues push it back forward. Schneider gives chase. They reverse out, tips off the stick of their player. Rubis throws it back in deep, and here come the Blues on the forecheck. Ian Bowers goes for it. He sticks it off. Schneider grabs it and gives it back to Bowers. Bowers looking for a man. Shoot! That's blocked. Hits the stick of a Windy City player. Knocks it straight out of his hand. Peterson has it at the blue line. Throws it back in. That's Ian Bowers. Here comes Bowers on the forecheck now. He throws it in, and Windy City's going to throw it all the way down for icing. So Blues getting some good shifts in here with lots of pressure. Lots of shots. Ref's having a conversation with Bauer about his high hits. That's I just took a penalty for him last shift, and they kind of let him. Well, he didn't let him get away. He didn't connect. But he had his hands up again, so the ref was telling him, can't do that. And Blues send out Giorgio, Spatansky, Zilm. The face-off won by Windy City. They've got Blues players all over them. It's Zilm and Giorgio were heavy on the forecheck, broke it up, but Windy City got it out. And luckily, Windy City player blows a tire as puck trickles on net, and Scanapiaco plays in the corner. Shot from the slot, nobody covering a man, and it bounces right back out to the front. Scanapiaco puts his glove on it and hangs on for the whistle. And Bugner has been released from the sin bin. Joins his teammates on the bench as Giorgio gets ready to take this defensive zone face-off to the right of Scanapiaco. Ref constantly pushing people back out of the circle this game. Face-off is won by the Blues. Windy City all over the puck, though. Giorgio comes away with it, drops it to Smith. Smith pushes it forward, and good hold by the Windy City defenseman ends that Blues attempt to exit the zone. Brooks hits his man in the corner. The puck is chipped all the way out to the point. Long shot, deflects, hits the butt end of Scanapiaco's stick, and trickles to the corner as Malachi Smith comes away with the puck. He stops behind his own net, stops again, goes the other way. He sends it high off the glass, almost hits Spatansky in the head, and that's going to go all the way down for icing. I don't know if that was a pass that hit something and went high, or I'm not really sure what that play was. Blues send out a fresh unit. Miniman, Komodowski, the defensive pair. Crowley, Harris, Blanchard will be the defensive pair, or the offensive pair, excuse me. Face-off won by the Blues. Komodowski reverses, takes it back deeper into the blue zone, skates it through the slot, goes far side for Blanchard. Blanchard tries to hit Harris. That's going to go all the way down off a Windy City player's stick. Crowley and Blanchard now crash behind. Miniman pinches and heads up. We got a one-on-one. Long shot, pass saved by Scanapiaco. Saved and kicked all the way back out of the zone. Harris grabs it. He loses it off of his stick. Komodowski puts it back into the neutral zone. Windy City's defensemen play with it at their blue line. They pass it forward. It gets into the zone. Miniman pushes it back out. Blanchard hits his man. They pass over. They go far side. They're going to try entry over here. They're going to throw it far corner. Miniman tries chipping it forward. Goes right to the point. Heads up. Windy City wide open shot. Blocker save, and then a drop cover by Scanapiaco. 2:33 left here in the second period. Blues have brought it back to a 2-goal game after a power play goal earlier this period. They're going to send out the Fugner, Wessel, and Boyer line with Rubis and Peterson on defense. Fugner wins it back to Rubis. He takes it behind his net, reverses. He gives a little sauce pass to Wessel. Wessel tries to hit Fugner, and it is tipped back in offsides by a Windy City player. Face-off will be in the neutral zone right next to the Windy City bench, far side. Fugner lines up to take it. He wins it again back to Peterson. Peterson goes to Rubis, his partner. Rubis will seam pass right up to Wessel. Wessel carries it in. Boyer drags the foot. They hit Peterson. He's open. Shot. That goes wide. They're going to chip it up the boards. Boyer grabs that errant pass. He puts it back in deep for Wessel. Wessel puts it behind the net for Fugner. Fugner has it roll off of his stick, kicks it. He goes and gets it, though, causes them to turn it over. Boyer flips it up off the glass, holds it in, and Windy City's going to come out away with it as they send it out. As Fugner tries taking the body and knocks him off the puck. Peterson grabs a loose puck, sends it behind the net. Wessel grabs it. He bumps it over to Rubis. Rubis is going to skate it in and go right down the gut. Shot, blocker save into the corner again. He loves putting that blocker saves into the corner. They flip it up. Wessel grabs it, goes out to the point to Peterson. Peterson shot, blocked in front. Wessel grabs it, tries to hold. And here comes Windy City back out of the zone. They're going to throw it far corner after the hit by Wessel. Peterson grabs it. He goes high off the boards, and they're going to kick it out to the neutral zone as he couldn't hold it. Then they're going to throw it in offsides, and that should go all the way down if that was intentional. We'll see where they decide to go. Could be center ice. Could be all the way. And they're going to do center ice. So Blues send out Schneider, Bowers, Bauer with Brooks and Malachi Smith, the defensive pair. Minute 15 left here in the second period. Face-off was a tie-up. Blues come away with it. And Malachi Smith goes far side. His pass out of everybody's reach. And Schneider on the forecheck caused a bad pass. He's going to pick up the loose puck. He circles in his own zone, makes a move, gets it knocked off his stick. And heads up, here comes Windy City. Pass open, nobody had him covered. Luckily, it bounced over a stick, and it's back in front. Another shot, 2 more shots, and Scanapiaco dives and covers as heavy pressure from the Windy City there. And face-off won by Windy City. Line change while we were away. Giorgio, Zilm, and Spatansky up front. Smith and Brooks continue their defensive shift. Puck was deflected over by the Zamboni door, so we're going to do it again. Giorgio lines up to take this one. Face-off won by Giorgio back to Brooks. He turns and throws it into the net. I think he was trying to put it off the glass, and it went clear halfway up into the netting. So we're going to do it again from the same spot. Face-off again won by the Blues. Peterson grabs it. He's going to throw it all the way down, and that is on net, so no icing. Spatansky heavy on the forecheck. Takes a man behind the net. They're going to throw it up the sideboards. They grab it, and they're going to come back through the neutral zone. Brooks and Zilm collide, and Zilm goes down. Windy City comes away with it. Their shot blocked. Zilms pass out of the zone, blocked. Quick shot, blocked by Rubis. That was a good block there, as that was a dangerous shot coming back across the goalie's body. Malachi Smith picks it up, and then he's going to throw it all the way down. And that's going to do it for the second period. Your Blues down by 2 to the Windy City Storm. We'll be back after the Zamboni scrape in about 15 minutes. Until then, see ya. And we are back and ready to get the third period started here. Blues go into the final frame down by 2 goals. They're going to send out the Giorgio Spatansky Zilm line up front. Miniman Kamadoski, the defensive pair. 17 minutes remaining to get this game back to all square, and then hopefully the Blues can put one in to go over the top. And go home with a 3-1 record. Blues win the draw back to Kamadoski. He goes up the boards, goes past Spatansky right to the defenseman of Windy City. Their pass across ice is picked off. Then they throw it again. Kamadoski grabs that inside the blue zone. He crosses the red line, throws it in far side. Goalie slows it down. They're going to go right back up the boards. Good tip pass, heads up, 2-on-1. And shot, saved by Scanapiaco. Rebound comes all the way out to Giorgio. He gets around his first man, takes it into the zone. He takes a shot, saved by the goalie, and then he's going to pull his own rebound in and hold on to it for a face-off. Blues make a line change. They send out Fugner, Wessel, and Boyer up front. Smith and Brooks will be the defensive pair. Offensive zone faceoff comes to the right of the Windy City goaltender. Fugner wins it to the boards. Boyer gives it back to Brooks. Brooks shot. That's on net. Pad save, pushed to the corner by the goalie. Boyer battles a man off. He sends it down deep to, who was that? Wessel. Wessel gets it to Fugner. Fugner shot. Good save. Good step up by Malachi. Initially held that, and now they bring it out. Hip check by Boyer breaks up an entry into the blue zone. Fugner takes a hit after he takes a pass, reverses and knocks the man down. Puck comes back out, goes all the way down. Blues call off, or the refs call off icing. They go far side. Good stick by Malachi Smith, puts it back in. Wessel now goes and attacks that. Hits his man, causes a turnover, takes the puck, drops it for Harry. Harry comes in, shot. That hits off the far post, goes all the way out of the zone, and here comes Windy City on a 1-on-0 as Brooks on a good back check gets back and breaks that down. Big check by Crowley puts a man down as Windy City had him in his crosshairs and Crowley wanted nothing to do with it. Windy City attempted a knee there on Harris, didn't connect and flipped himself over. Puck comes all the way back to the blue line. Brooks skates the line, gives it to Smith. Smith crosses the red line. He puts it in deep. Windy City goalie settles it behind the net. Two Blues players converge. Windy City able to push it forward. Harris intercepts the exit pass, puts it back below the goal line. Comes up to the sideboards now, and Windy City finally able to clear far side. Peterson picks it up. He waits, throws it in. Had to wait for the Blues players to come in, and here heads up. Aaron Pass stops a 2-on-1 for Windy City as it was just past his winger's stick. Here comes Rubis out of the blue zone. He sends it forward. What looked like a tip off Harris's stick turns into an icing here with 14:37 left in the third period. Blues send out Schneider, Bauer, and Bowers up front. Rubis and Peterson, the defensive pair. Defensive zone faceoff comes to the left of Scanapiaco. Face-off won by Schneider, back to Peterson. Peterson puts it behind the net for Rubis. Rubis up to Bowers. Bowers hits Schneider. It's in his skates, can't hold on to it. Good stick by Bowers, breaks that up, and he's got one man to beat. Good hold by Rubis. Schneider battles his man, knocks him off the puck. Finally able to clear as Peterson tips it back for Bauer. Bauer gets stood up, has to stop, grab the puck. He gives it to Peterson. Peterson throws it in deep. Puck's on net. Stopped, and the Windy City goalie's going to hold it as the Blues were going to get there about as fast as the Windy City players. Blues change their defensive pair. They send out Kamadoski and Miniman. Schneider, Bauer, Bowers continue up front. Face-off won by the Blues, out to Kamadoski. Kamadoski over to Miniman. Miniman long shot from the point. Loose puck in front. Bowers can't get his stick on it. They're going to send it far side. Miniman holds. He shoots again. That gets through. Rebound goes to the corner. Bowers gets chased. Schneider gives chase. Bowers comes away with it. Tries to hit Schneider. Hits the skate. Goes out to the point to Miniman. Miniman, another shot right into the bread basket, and goalie holds on to it for a whistle. The Blues will send out a fresh forward unit in Giorgio, Spatansky, and Zilm. Komodowski and Miniman stay on the ice. Offensive zone faceoff is going to come up to the left of the Windy City goaltender. And faceoff, I'm not really sure who won that. All I know is it came all the way down to the Blues zone. I don't think that was a designed faceoff win if it was. And Blues leave a man wide open in front of the net. They get a one-timer off that luckily goes wide as they beat the Blues behind the net to the puck. And then two Windy City players parked up right in the slot. Nobody home for the Blues. Windy City reverses out of their own zone. Giorgio hits his man off the puck. Miniman picks up the loose puck. He takes it behind the Blues net, reverses, goes up the sideboards for Zilm, has a bounce on him. Giorgio picks it up. He hits Komodowski. Komodowski crosses the red line. He throws it in. Spatansky can't hold off, and we have an offside. And helmet gets knocked off.
Oh, here's a rebound.
Oh. Little scrum in the corner. And we'll be back once they have the calls here shortly. Well, and after all that, we will have a 5-on-5 situation. Fugner, Wessel, Boyer up front. Brooks and Malachi Smith, the defensive pair. Face-off won by Windy City. They go D to D in their own zone. Aaron pass goes all the way down, and that will be an icing against Windy City. So Blues are going to do it again, this time from the left of the Windy City goaltender. Fugner lines up to take this draw. Blues win the draw. Boyer makes a move, tries to give it to Fugner. It's tossed up towards the blue line. Good hold by Smith. He puts it back in deep. Boyer picks off the pass. He gets hit behind the net. Still battles for the puck. They send it hard out. Unable to grab it is Rubis. It's going to go all the way down on net. And Scanapieko plays it all the way out to the neutral zone to Wessel. He gives it to Smith. Smith over to Brooks. Brooks goes over to Wessel, gets intercepted, but Malachi Smith comes away with it, throws it in deep. They're going to send it around the other way again. Brooks unable to hold again. He's going to go all the way down, no icing, as they're going to say he could have touched it. And Scanapieko plays it up the boards again to Brooks. Brooks goes far side to Wessel, and Wessel, one man to beat to the outside, sends it to Boyer in the middle. He gets stood up, and Windy City puts it behind their own net. Windy City, outlet pass right up the middle. They're going to bring it across the Blues line, take a long shot. That hits off the shin pad of Peterson, goes into the near corner, goes all the way by the net, comes out to the point. Shot blocked by Crowley. He's stinging. Puck loose in front. Rebound there. Shot. Another shot on a rebound. Missed. And here comes the Blues to center ice, but lost the puck. Windy City makes a move, bring it in, top of the circle, long shot. hits off the shin pad of Peterson again. Blues put it far corner. Peterson grabs it, pushes it forward. It gets all the way out to Blanchard. Blanchard kicks it around the first guy, and now he's going to pressure the defenseman in the zone with it as they're going to regroup behind their own net. They send it hard around the boards. Quick pass, hits off a skate. Crowley comes away with it. He puts it in deep and goes for a change. Windy City, they're going to go up the sideboards. Too many men there. Rubis turns, skates into his own zone, reverses, goes behind the net, drops it for Schneider, and here comes the Blues. Schneider hits Harris, it bounces off of his stick, and here come the Blues back in. Harris drops his man, puck goes far side. Rubis tries playing off the boards, it misses, puck hits the side of the net. Rubis behind the net, Schneider goes back to help. They come away with the puck. They try to go out to the point, fan on it. They go back behind the net. Schneider beats his man to the puck. He gets Harris on the outlet pass this time. He flips it around the defenseman. Here comes Boyer. Gets it to the front. Harris can't get the one-timer off. It goes into the far corner. They send it up the boards. Held in by Rubis. Puck's flipping in the air. Open. Shot on by Bowers and held on to by the Windy City goaltender. Another solid bit of pressure here by the Blues. Just can't get one past the goalie. Schneider, Bowers continue up front, or I should say go up front. Bowers just joined his line mates. Miniman Brooks, the defensive pair. Face off, one backed by the Blues. Bauer has it, gets stood up on the line. Miniman tips it up in the air off of a Windy City player, and that's going to come all the way back into the blue zone. Patty Komodowski gets absolutely leveled. Windy City's going to take an interference penalty in the cause, and we have a Blues power play with 9:59 left here in the third period. Blues send out Giorgio, Spatansky, Zilm. Rubis and Peterson will be the defensive pair. And it looks like they gave him a 2 and 10. Oh, no, they have the coincidentals in there. Never mind. Just kidding. Giorgio ties up his man. Spatansky comes in, picks it up. Blues win it back to the point now to Rubis. Rubis hits Peterson. Peterson top of the circle. Goes far side trying to get it to Giorgio. Hits off of Spatansky. Deflected towards the front of the net. And now Windy City's able to get it out and heads up. They've got numbers on the penalty kill here. Going to go all the way around far side to the point. Another shot. That's blocked away by the stick of Rubis. He picks up the puck. He's going to go for a skate. He goes right up the middle. Spatansky cut to the far side. Rubis pulls up. Drops it for Peterson. Got a guy all over him. He goes far side. And now the Blues have to retreat all the way down into their own zone as their good stick by the Windy City player broke up the D-to-D pass. Rubis up to Peterson. Peterson, errant pass to a Windy City player again. This one, he gets it knocked off his stick. Giorgio takes the body, knocks the puck to Rubis. Rubis up the point to Zilm. Zilm has it knocked off of his stick. And Blues unable to get anything started on this power play. Komodowski and the Windy City player that took the coincidental penalties are out of the box. Blues send out Fugner, Boyer, Wessel up front, Brooks and Malachi Smith, the defensive pairing. Face off, pushed forward by the Blues. So guess that means Windy City won it. Puck goes all the way down. They're going to say Brooks could have touched it. No icing. Brooks stops behind his own net, sets up. 40 seconds, drops it for Wessel. Wessel brings it out of the zone, gives it to Boyer. Boyer's going to cross into the zone. He puts it in deep. Hits off a stanchion, stops behind the net, and Wessel has to grab it, sends it out to Brooks. Brooks skates the line, gives it to Wessel in the circle. Wessel back to Brooks. Brooks to Wessel. Over to Smith. Can't hold on to it. Loses it on the sideboards. Picks it back up. Goes over to Brooks. Brooks has a bounce on his stick. Man, Blues can't get anything going here. They go to Wessel. Bounces off his stick. Man, what's that puck made of? Rubber? Brooks puts it back in deep. Good stick by Wessel. He gets it shot. Blocker save. Windy City back to full strength. They throw it out towards the point. Brooks grabs it. He shoots it. Hits off a Windy City player. Fugner picks it up. Holds it on the sideboards. Battles. Comes all the way out to the neutral zone off of his stick. Brooks grabs it. He goes to Fugner. Fugner goes far side trying to hit. Wow, that was dangerous. Goes far side, and it goes all the way down. Good skate by Malachi Smith, breaks up the stretch pass. Windy City still battles for it with Smith. He wins it, puts it off the sideboard. Harris kicks the next pass, and finally Windy City pushes it deep into the blue zone. Komodowski takes it behind the net, reverses, comes back up the short side, goes over to Blanchard. Blanchard, his pass picked off, heads up, here they come, shot, shoulder save by Scanapieko, and the puck goes to Harris. Somebody call the Minnesota police because that kid just got robbed. Harris brings it down below the goal line. Puck bounces on him. Minuteman pinches. It goes back to the sideboard. They're going to throw it out high. Komodowski, one player on him, circles in the blue zone with 6:45 left here in the third period. He skates it across the red line, loses it, and a Windy City player skates and heads up. Here they come the other way, one-on-one into the zone. Good stick by Patty on the back check, breaks that up. And Blues are going to the penalty kill with 6:31 left here in the third period. And Minutemen's going to go to the box for slashing. So 2 minutes. Blues send out Wessel and Spatansky up front for this penalty kill. Rubis and Peterson, the defensive pair. Face off, won by Windy City. It comes out to the point. A step, good stick by Spatansky, breaks that up. His entry pass blocked by the body of the Windy City defenseman. They go far side, put it deep behind the Blues net. Rubis there, battles for it with his stick, and they put it behind the net. Rubis breaks that up, goes right back to another Windy City player. They go up to the far point. You got to pick it up. They go off the sideboards. They kick it to himself. He circles, goes to the top of the point, goes to the far point. Good block by Wessel, puts that one behind the net. Peterson stays on his man. They're going to skate it to the far corner. They go out to the point. They got the Blues sucked down low. Step, shot, blocked off the skate of Wessel. Rubis grabs it. He goes hard off the boards. Wessel can't block that one. Comes back into the zone. Heads up. He's in top of the slot. Goes far side. Shot. Shoulder save again by Scanapieko as that kid had a rocket of a one-timer. And the puck bounces out of the zone. Spatansky tips it forward to Wessel. And he's got one to beat. And he gets, I don't know what just happened, but Wessel ended up with his stick in his side there and skating with it. Wessel picks off another pass. Takes it in, gets broken up by the stick of a Windy City player and heads up. They've got numbers coming back here. 3-on-2. They drop. Brooks steps up, blocks that shot with his skate. Malachi Smith grabs it. He goes to Zilm. Zilm now takes it out through the neutral zone, chips it over to Brooks. Brooks brings it in. 2-on-2 for the Blues. He puts it on net. Retreats back out to the defensive position. Windy City comes away with it. They flip far side out of the reach of their man. It's going to go all the way down right to the Blues goal line. Brooks picks it up, skates it behind the net. That's going to do it for their power play. Blues back at full strength. And Brooks throws it high off the glass and gets it out of the zone. Windy City tried to tip a puck into the zone, but he was offside, so we will have a offsides call. Far side of the neutral zone across from the Windy City bench. Schneider centering Bauer and Bowers up front. Peterson, Rubis, the defensive unit. 4:22 left in this third period. Blues looking for two. Schneider wins it to Bauer. He gets held up, can't push it through. Windy City brings it out. They're going to flip it out. Schneider hustles back, grabs that. He takes it behind the Blues net, puts it around the boards for Peterson. Peterson tries to give it to Bauer. They hold it in at the blue line. Rubus, Schneider's going to have to pick that up on the sideboards. He gets there, hits his man, knocks it to Rubus. Rubus has it deflected off of him. Puck goes up in the air. Schneider tips it back to Rubus. Rubus takes it behind the net. Rubus, long stretch pass, hits Bowers. And the puck rolled on him. They grabbed it, and then it goes to the skates of Peterson all the way back down. Rubus retreats, drops it for Peterson in the corner. And here goes the Blues on the outlet path. And, wow. Couldn't get much going on that shift, so we'll make a line change. That was offsides against Windy City. Blues send out Fugner, Boyer, Wessel up front. Komodowski, Miniman, the defensive pair. Face off, won by Windy City. They push into the blue zone. Miniman takes it behind the net. He hits Wessel, far side. Wessel goes to Boyer. It's a little behind him. He has to stop to grab it. Tries to get around another guy. Holds it on the sideboards. Windy City comes away with it, and they're going to bring it into the blue zone and throw it in deep into the corner. Komodowski picks it up behind the Blues net. Tries to get it up. Puck's turned over in front, and good save by Scanapieko again on a... Wow, puck just, for some reason, just keeps falling towards that net, huh? Komodowski gets it from Miniman. He goes back to Miniman. He's going to skate it across the line, across the blue line. He tries to get around. Puck escapes the corner. Nobody back on defense, as I don't think they saw Miniman down in the corner. Komodowski tries to get it to Boyer, or to Fugner, but Boyer was still in the Windy City zone. Blues send out Giorgio, Zilm, and Spatansky. Brooks and Malachi Smith, the defensive unit. Face-off won by the Blues, back to Brooks. Brooks goes to Smith. Smith's going to go for a skate through the neutral zone, crosses the red line. Fanned on the pass, but able to catch it. Gets around one guy. Smith holds it in the corner, knocks his man down. Giorgio comes away with it. It gets knocked off of his stick. And here is Brooks and a Windy City player in a battle. When Brooks wins it, gets it to Zilm. Zilm's going to go for a skate now. He gets through, has it knocked off his stick. And good play by the Blues to hold that. Giorgio grabs it, brings it into the Windy City zone. It gets knocked off his stick. He reclaims control in the far corner. Hits his man. Spatansky helps him out. Spatansky grabs it. So Blues will go on a power play here. Windy City took his stick to Giorgio's head there. And he'll go 2 minutes with 1:59 left here in the game. Blues with the late opportunity to try to get this one within one with a power play. Blues call timeout, and we will be back after that. And we are ready to get back under action here. Blues have pulled their goalie with 1:59 left here in the game. They send out Spatansky, Harris, Giorgio, Wessel, Brooks, and Rubis is their six-man unit. Giorgio's going to take the draw. He ties his guy up, gets the puck, sends it out to the point to Rubis. Rubis shot, gets through, goal by Rubis. So with 1:50 left in the game and 1:52 left in that power play that now expires, Rubis on a shot from the point finally cracks the cheat code that the Windy City goaltender seems to have had on the last period and a half. So Blues, they're going to send Scanapieko back into the net for a moment. And we're going to do it again. Blues win the draw back to Brooks. Over to Rubis. Rubis circles. He goes to Brooks. Brooks back to Rubis. Rubis gives it to Wessel, who chips it into the bench. It looks like off of a Windy City player. And I think one ref pointed to offensive zone faceoff. We'll see what happens. No, neutral zone. So Scanapieko will stay in net for a moment. Giorgio lines up to take it again. Face-off, won by Windy City. Rubis on a step-up breaks that up. They send it on net. Scanapieko sends it to the sideboards. Brooks chips it forward to Wessel. Wessel's pass intercepted. He comes back away with it. He goes far side to Spatansky. Windy City intercepts that, and now Brooks has to track it down all the way behind the net. Brooks stops, turns, goes up to Spatansky. Spatansky, his pass to Wessel hits a skate. Rubis picks it up. Rubis puts it in deep. Goalie's going to play it behind the net, holds it. Wessel gets there first. Spatansky can't get the shot off, and pass was going to go all the way down. Harris grabs it. Blues have to wait. They do. They get it back in deep. They're going to stop it behind the net again. They send it hard around the boards. Heads up. You got to step up. You got to step up. And Brooks on a good play breaks that up, takes the puck. He goes far side for Wessel. Wessel chips it forward for Spatansky. He brings it in on the sideboard, throws it towards the net. It gets on. Loose puck, can't get to the rebound. Rubis grabs it, shoots, hits the stick. Harris comes away with it, goes back out to Rubis. Rubis shot, tipped on, and Blues grab it. Another shot. It's in somebody's equipment. I think it was in number 5, the back of his jersey and his pants. So Blues will have an offensive zone faceoff with 28.3 seconds left here in the third. Giorgio, Spatansky, Wessel, Harris up front. Rubis. Giorgio lines up for the draw. Face-off pushed into the corner. They grab it, and they put it out, so we're going to do it again from the same spot. So 22.8 seconds left here in the game. Giorgio to win the draw. Wants to go to Harris or back. Looks like he's trying for Harris. Goes out to the point to Rubis. Rubis shot, gets through, deflects just wide. Windy City's going to beat us to the puck. Good hold by Brooks. Puts it back in deep. That goes on net, and they're going to cover it with 11.4 seconds left. So Blues are going to get another offensive zone face-off on a quick whistle by the ref. He says he lost sight of it, but that was that was clear as day not covered. Goalie didn't want to cover it. He wanted to burn time. So Giorgio lines up again. Wins the face-off. It goes back to Rubis and out of the zone with 7 seconds. Blues got to hurry here. They go to Spatansky. Spatansky shot. That's gloved, held on to. 1.3 seconds left. And unless Blues can have a quick face-off and shot, they're going to go down 4-3 here to the Windy City Storm in the fourth and final game of the Minnesota Blades showcase. So Blues overload the front of the net. Giorgio lines up to take it. He's going to try to push forward this time. Does so, gets the shot off, and it goes just wide. What a shot by Giorgio off the draw, and just misses. As the goalie didn't even see it coming. It went through everybody. So Blues, they go down 4-3 to Windy City Storm. They go 2-2 on the weekend here at the Minnesota Blades Showcase. We'll be back next weekend. I believe we have a practice game against Chesterfield or some other teams, but we'll post it on Facebook. But until then, see ya.